Hi everyone, and welcome back to Exehaven Harbour. Now, it has been some time, and there have been reasons for that, and the main reason is, sadly, my father-in-law passed away. Really lovely man, and I'm going to miss him a lot, Eddie. Really lovely bloke, and yeah, like I said, really going to miss him, and obviously Mrs. Exehaven, Melanie, my wife. You know, we've had quite a, I think hectic's probably the wrong word for it, but a traumatic in some respects few weeks. Eddie had suffered with Parkinson's disease for some years, and probably in June he took a turn for the worst and never really recovered from that. So it has obviously halted progress with things. I have been doing other stuff, but we'll get to that in a little while. Other things, you know, nicer things that have happened are holidays and things like that, and we're over the holiday season now, and at last I think I can start moving on with Exehaven. The next thing on my agenda was that I attended Get. It's the very first time that I've been to a really big show. I've attended my local shows in Southend, in Essex, which are very good. It was very busy, I've got to say that, and apparently it was even busier on Sunday. I was in touch with Tony Northeastern on Sunday. He'd just driven back and said how busy it was. It was even busier than Saturday. So, bit difficult to see all the layouts, and I found it quite difficult to actually find anything to buy, but I will show you what I've bought at the next segment, although it's not a lot, so don't get excited. But what I want to say is we had a YouTube meet, and there'll be lots of videos out there saying this, and I just want to say a few thanks really. It was lovely to meet Charlie. The first time I've ever met Charlie, and you know, it was just a hello, and I shook his hand. Charlie is an inspiration for me, or one of them, but you know, when I first started out in this about 5 or 6 years ago, I did watch a few of his programs, and I just thought, whoa, you know, it kind of one of the channels that tipped me over the edge. I also met Graham Folston, and with him was Rob McCrane, who'd come over from America. So if either of you two watching this, hello. It was great meeting you both. And again, you know, I had a little chat with Rob McCrane, more than Graham, but I shook Graham's hand, and he another inspiration for me. I saw John Piccadilly. We had a brief conversation, that was lovely. Two engagers that it was really great to meet was Ewan, and of course Ian from Ian's Engage. It was very nice to have some conversations with you, have a bit of a giggle, share our thoughts and things like that. Also I met Susanna, and it was lovely to meet you, Susanna, and you know, I don't think many people watch my channel, and I'm not sure that Susanna does either, but it was good to meet you. Now, I've got some special thanks as well here. During that meet, Alan from Dragon's Junction. Alan, if you watch this, thank you very much, mate. It was lovely having a chat with you. And Alan actually come over and shook my hand, and he said, at last I've met you, and we had a little chat about my layout, and you know, thanks for that, Alan. It was appreciated, really. And of course, another special thank you, and the first time that we've actually met, we've spoke a few times on the phone, is Tony Northeastern. And Tony, I'll be down to you sometime, I hope next year, once I go and visit my other friend down that way, Jeff. And you know, it was brilliant actually at last to catch up with you, and we've had a couple of nice conversations there, and that was brilliant. Now, there are two other people that I want to mention, and I know I'm rambling on a bit here, but Lee Wall, we met up. We weren't actually at the YouTube meet, but we met Lee down by the bar, and we had a bit of lunch with Lee, and we had a wander around with him. and that was brilliantly, and I know Lee doesn't live too far away from me, so hopefully we're going to have a good catch up here and there over the next few years. And I'm saying we, and my travelling companion for that day, and you know, buddy, was Kev from Medway Peninsula. Kev, it was a great day. I really enjoyed travelling up with you. We both met at Euston and we caught the train up to Milton Keynes. And it's the second time I've met Kev, but I feel like I've known him for years now. And he was probably fed up with me by the end of the day. But anyway, that's what it was. So thanks everybody. And if I've missed anybody out, and I know I think a few others have said this on their own videos about Gets. I apologise. I've written a few names down, but you know what? There was quite a few people there actually, and you know, me getting a bit older, I keep forgetting things. So what we'll do, we'll see what I'm up to, and we'll take it from there. Okay, speak to you in a bit. Okay, for my one and only purchase from Gets was DCC Concepts Liquid Flux. I bought that and I'm going to make a start very soon on actually laying some track at last. So if I just move you over gently, and here's where we're at. So I haven't been completely idle the past few weeks. I've actually built the platforms and I've now laid the tracks in the formation that I want. So this is how the station, Exehaven Harbour station, is going to be. And I've gone back as far as that junction on the right hand side. Now I wanted to work that out so that I could get the get it in my head really how it's all going to work. So there's 4 tracks up there, and the outer 2 tracks of the 4 tracks are the main line, and the main line will filter in into Exehaven Harbour station, but will also come round into Exehaven Town station. That station is still to be finalised yet. I've got it as straight, but I'm now erring to having curved platforms there, but that will be for a little while in the future. But yeah, this has all worked out okay. Now I do use code 80 track, which means that I'm slightly limited in terms of turnouts and so on that I can use. I think it's the double slip that would be handy if I use code 55, and I'm not sure that they do it in code 80, but it doesn't really matter anyway because the junctions worked out okay. And like I say, that feeds into 5 platforms at Exehaven Harbour station. And as I've probably said in the past, I've definitely said in the past, this is really going to be a glorified storage area. I may even have another track coming into the outer edge of this platform here, but I've just got to work out where the station building is going to go on this side. It's probably going to go more towards this end. So that's where I'm at with that. So like I say, I haven't been completely idle. It has taken me quite a while to work that out as I want it. And as you can see as well, I did say that there weren't going to be any gradients on this. Well, I am using the risers, I think they're Woodland Scenics risers, and I think they're going to work. They're not. It's just to get the height over the bridge, and there will be another level, but I will talk about that at another time. But it won't be very high, and the actual gradient will hardly be anything really to get it up to the 4 or 5 centimetres that it will rise above. So that will be for the future. So I'm going to update you on something else that I've been working on, and you'll see that in a while. Right, okay, so something else that I've been working on is the Metcalfe 2 road engine shed. And what I've done is, as I've done with the cottages I think in the last episode you would have seen that, I have covered it with Scousines brick paper, and the scour scenes. I think these are clay tile roofs. I've just done it to match really the brown brick that I've used to cover this this lovely model. I mean, there's no doubt about it, Metcalfe models are really good, but they do look quite samey on everybody's layouts, and that's not knocking that. But I just trying to give them a little bit of an individual look, and it does save cutting out all those windows that you have to do with scour scenes kits and so on. But I'm really pleased with that. I mean, it's by no means finished yet. We've got to do the little office building that goes with it. But and I've got to touch up some of the edges with some brown paint probably, and just sort of kind of do the finishing touches really. Still got a little bit more of the tiles, the ridge tiles to put on here, the other end. But yeah, it's turned out really well, and I love the detail inside. I haven't changed anything in there. I don't think you can see really. Let me get down lower. In fact, what I'll do is turn it over, and then you'll be able to see a little bit closer. But yeah, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and I'm really pleased how that's come out. There are a couple more things that I would learn and do differently the next time, but you know, as everything, it's all learning. You learn as you go, and I'm really happy with that. But once I finish the other little building that goes with it, I'll come back to you and show you what we've done. Right, okay, so something else I thought I'd share with you is that I've been doing lots of research, and I've bought these books all off of a website called World of Books, all second hand. I don't think these cost me more than about £3 or £4 each, any of them. And there's a wealth of pictures and you know, inspiration to do things, and especially in these books here, because it actually gives you, especially I think it's Southern Sheds more than anything, that gives you actual details and lengths and measurements of all the buildings, which is great if you want to start scratch building. But like I say, there's probably not more than about sort of £16 to £20 worth spent on these books, and they're fascinating to look at and to read about the different things. So there you go. I thought I'd share that with you. Very interesting. Right, okay, so I thought you might like to see another recent purchase. It's an Epson ET2814 Eco Tank printer. Now, these printers come with liquid ink, and you fill them up in here. This was around about £150 I think from Printerland, and I'm currently printing on an A4 sticky label some more roof tiles for the workshop on the Metcalfe kit that I'm making. I bought this because my old Hewlett Packard was only printing, let's say, 3 pages at the most of this kind of print, and running out of ink, and it was costing me £30 a go for the ink. Now the ink for this, I believe, is about £45, but from what I've read, this will last probably a good 1,000 pages, even printing like this. So I decided to invest in it. It's a little bit more expensive than I would have liked for a printer, but I think in the long run, especially sort of with the scour scenes kits and so on, it's probably quite good value. So there we go. Thought I'd show you that. Right, okay, so the engine shed and the workshop are basically complete. I've got to give it a coat of varnish before I paint it up as such, or weather it. I've still got to sort of paint in the white lines and all that kind of stuff, but as it stands, it's complete. The workshop is complete as well, apart from, you know, the weathering and bits and pieces, and I've got to stick the roof on, but that's staying off for now because there will be a light in there at some point. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I'm really pleased with how they really turned out. They're fantastic, and it's been a lot of extra work putting the different brick paper onto a Metcalfe kit, but I really like it. So it was worth the while, in my opinion. And now we've moved on to the next thing, which will be the backdrop to Exehaven Harbour station, which is going to be a long warehouse. And this is the low relief factory, but I'm going to probably not have the platform there, and there will be just straight doors into the warehouse, and I may not put the canopy on, but we'll see as we go. But that'll run right along the back. So I've got 2 kits printed out so far. I've made a start, and they're only the base layers. It does take a while with scale scenes, and they're underneath the books here. There's some gluing going on of base layers, so I'm going to leave it there for today because we've got some football coming on soon, and the England rugby semi-final in the World Cup, so we'll be having a bit of that. So yeah, so it's coming on, and it looks quite a reasonably easy kit to make, although there's lots of cutting out, obviously, with all the windows, as you can see there, just here, lots of cutting out. But you know, I've spent the last probably hour and a half doing what I've done, put a bit of music on in the background, and off you go. It's not a bad way to spend a Saturday afternoon when nobody else is here. Okay, so I'll come back in the next segment and we'll show you the progress. Well, caught me hoovering again. Yeah, so we've had a nice little tidy up here this morning. It's a prelude really to starting to lay some track, and I'll take you over to what I've got planned right now. Right, so after that nice little bit of housework, and it is the time of year for spiders and spider webs everywhere in here. It's a haven for them, but anyway, they're all in my hoover now, dead or alive. So my main task this morning is I'm going to put a cork bed, a complete surface of cork underneath the whole station and the track, up until the end of the platform, where it will transition into just a piece of cork under each piece of track to give it the shoulder. In the station I want it to have that look of the flat kind of, well, I suppose ballast and muck and goodness knows what that it's had over a period of time, so it won't matter that it's all on like a one flat surface. So that's what I'm going to do now, have a measure up, and then I'll get that in place and see how that looks. But like I say, that's where I'm heading. That's my main task this morning, because this afternoon I'll be back building my back seams for along here, and I'm just strangely enough I'm waiting for some bus wire to come. Not that I really need it to start, but it's nice to have everything here and I can just sort of fix it all in as I go. So that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm going to do. Right, so there we go, the cork's cut and laid. And hopefully, I did use Copydeck, so I'm hoping that's going to tack down nicely. I've got everything that I possibly can on there actually that I can lay my hands on at the moment to hold it down, but it seems to be doing okay. I think with Copydecks it seems to get tackier as it goes along. I'm not even sure, you might even have to leave it before you put it on there, but I didn't. But it won't be the end of the world if it doesn't stick. We'll what we do, we'll just go again and we'll use PVA. Perhaps that was the right glue to use, I don't know really, but anyway, we'll give it a go. I use Copydecks just in case I had to get it up again. But we'll see. Okay, so that's where we're going to leave that today. I think in this episode there'll be no more in the cabin. There'll be a little bit at the end just showing you where I'm at with my Scale Scenes warehouse background kit that I'm building, and I think that'll round it up. So you'll see me very shortly in the next segment. Right, so here we are. We're doing what is a Scale Scenes kit, which is technically it's the low relief factory, but I'm going to use it as a warehouse because it looks very warehouse like. Now, it's taken ages to do this, a couple of days, and currently I am just cutting out, if I can show you, these little bits come out of here, and they take ages to cut out, and plus you've got the curve across the top of the window aperture. That is the card base for it, and that is on a sticky label. The brick is on the sticky label, and I will go and stick that on there in a minute. I've already done this one, as you would have seen, and again, quite tricky, I've got to say. Very difficult again in Engage, because it's just getting hold of the things that's difficult. So anyway, that one's done. This one will be done in the next 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm working on 2 at a time at the moment. There's another one which is in the process of being done. Again, all these windows are being cut out, took ages. I'm coming up for my 3rd blade on my scalpel because they keep blunting with all the cutting. But I think that's where we're going to leave this episode, because I think we've done enough. It's good to be back and up and running properly now. One other thing I want you to do, well, if you'd like to do, obviously, is check out another channel. One of my subscribers, David Pierce. Now, David has a fantastic Engage layout called Broadstead. Go and check it out. If I can put the link into the comment section up the top, I will. But it is excellent, absolutely excellent, David, and it's great to see you posting some videos. David's only just recently really started posting videos on his layout. It's pretty well on the way, I would imagine, to being done, though a layout's never done, and I think he's probably still got some more to do, but definitely worth checking out. Okay, so thanks very much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers for now.